Attention. Beat by Whisper.
I see no go tell. Whisper. Give me a body. Now me and you today. Oh. I no go tell anybody. Give me a body. From Canada to Senegal, I never see this kind of girl. I can't go Bariga, me the sugar girl. She fine, she cute. Oh lo lo lo, sugar lele, step back here, give me gege.
It's Just Me TV magazine, and of course I said something, or we said something about having a guest earlier. Of course, that is why we are here. Now, our guest today is a man of many talents, and for every talent he has, he is like so awesome. He does it so well with a very, very cool and wonderful touch that makes everything near perfect. Should I call him Mr. Perfect? I guess I will want to. On the show today, we're having an entrepreneur, an actor, a writer, and a producer. And I am talking about none other than Wale Ojo.
Nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start with this Wale Ojo growing up. Now, what was your childhood like? Aside from being a child prodigy, of course, we will talk about that. But then let's talk about your childhood. What was growing up like for you?
Well, I had a fantastic childhood. I had a very rich childhood. I was born in London, and my mother took myself and my brother on a ship, and we were two. Okay. And I remember that my big brother nearly wandered off the edge of the ship into the sea. Yes, my mother just grabbed him in the nick of time. Okay. But she wanted us to grow up in Nigeria. She thought it was very important. So my childhood memories is full of me climbing mango trees, running away from the Egungun masquerades, playing hide and seek, running around on the grass. I had a crazy childhood. It was really fun.
Okay. Looking at this background you just painted, how did you launch? You started off on the very first television station in Africa. Yeah. So how did you get to be that person?
Obviously, as a child actor, you know, you kind of, well, your parents are the ones who guide you. I had a very good uncle, Sam Igwe, who was an actor in a program called Mirror in the Sun. I don't know how many of your viewers will remember Mirror in the Sun. I'm taking you way back now and showing off my grey hairs. And he used to come and pick me up. Okay. I used to get on the back of his motorbike and we'd go off to the television station. Okay. And then we'd do all kinds of shows. And, you know, and it was fun because, you know, I'd go into different stores and camps and people would go, oh, look, that's that kid that's on Why Worry the Baba. He was in that film with Tunji Fatilewa. It was this with Tunji Shotimiri. Okay. And then I went back to England to study at the age of 12. Okay. I was in boarding school at the age of 12 and I hated it because it was cold and I had to play rugby and I missed Nigeria basically. And then as I got used to it, I decided that I wanted to become an actor after university. Okay. And so I studied drama at university and then became a professional actor in the United Kingdom at the age of 21. And I left university, yeah.
All right. Now you admire Shakespeare so much. Yeah. And currently, though we will talk about that much later. Of all the writers, why did you choose Shakespeare, aside from the fact that he is a legend? Why was it Shakespeare that drew your fascination?
Every time I read Shakespeare, I realized that Shakespeare he was more than a writer. Okay. He was more like a medium. Yeah, William Shakespeare was more like a medium for if you like, profound and divine messages. Okay. That's how I saw it. That's how I read Shakespeare. And then in studying him and learning how to perform Shakespeare, I also realized that it is the best training an actor can have. You know, it's the best training. And so I really took to it. It was immensely difficult. Not a lot of English actors have time for William Shakespeare because they say it's just too difficult, you know. But and it is difficult, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So you begin to understand. Shakespeare wrote for actors, you see, because Shakespeare was an actor. And he'll sit down in the theatre like the Globe, you know, and he'd watch all the acts and he'd go, okay, you do that again, and he'd write it. Or he'd join them and he'd come back and write some more again. So he was a very practical writer. And so for me, I was very fascinated by that, the fact that William Shakespeare could sit in the theatre, write his plays, and, you know, he was very connected with actors. So, yeah.
My name is Melvin Odua. Keep watching GSME TV.
All right, let's look at the fact that having a black Othello, you being a Othello in that country, which is kind of looking at it on the racist context. Yeah. Now, what kind of comments followed your performance?
Well, you know that Othello is meant to be black. You know, he's a blackamoor. And it's interesting how I've kind of changed my thinking about the play, having done it when I was 21, and now some very good number of decades later, to now reflect on the play. And in my mind, Othello is not about racism. It's not a play about racism. It's a play about jealousy and the power of jealousy. You know, when your best friend tells you that your wife or your wife is having an affair with another man. And all the powers of jealousy that then comes up, it can eat you up. And, you know, I think Nigerians actually express the emotion of jealousy and envy is very strong in our national psyche. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, I'm sure that guy's sleeping with my wife. I'm sure this is that. I hear these conversations a lot. You know, and really, basically, in a nutshell, that's what Othello is about. It's about jealousy and how we let it control us or we don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, aside from acting, of course, you write. When exactly did you start writing?
Oh God, I don't know. I know that I used to scribble caricatures when I was a child.
Okay.
And then I only started to write because I think I wanted to play a part in a particular play, which I did, and I didn't like the way it was directed, or the way the play was interpreted. So I think me and the director had an argument or something. The director said, well, if you don't like it, then write your own play. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to do just that.
Wow.
So I wrote a play I remember called Two in Solitaire, which I brought to Nigeria so many years ago. And I performed it at the University of Ibadan Theatre with Tunji Shotimirin, the great conqueror of Conqueror. I don't know if your audience know him. Fantastic actor. And we did that at the University of Ibadan Theatre Arts Department.
Okay, cool. All right, so GSME TV magazine, and of course we still have the Mr. Perfect. I will still refer to him as that. Wale Ojo here with us. She'll will be bringing us some quick facts, and we will be back.
Okay, it's I Bet You Didn't Know once again, where I come with another interesting, amazing, weird, true fact that will make you realize that we live in an interesting, amazing, weird, true world. Now get this. I bet you didn't know that the total weight of ants on the planet is greater than the total weight of humans on the planet. Can you beat that? That's weird. That's interesting. It's intriguing too, but hey, it's the truth, and you've been schooled. You can go about and brag about it. Go online and also Google, do more research on it, but of course you heard it here first on I Bet You Didn't Know. Lights on, back to you.
Alright, so GSP TV Magazine, thank you so much, Seun, for those quick facts. Of course, we still have with us here Wale Ojo. Now, there's this confusion between your name and Wale Ojo. People want to say Wale Ojo, people say Wale Ojo. People want to say Wale Ojo, people say Wale Ojo. Some people cannot even tell the difference until they say, okay, this is Wale Ojo, this is Wale.
Can you say wow, war 5 times and then change it, go wow, war, war, wow, 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 wow?
Interchange?
I interchange it and keep it the same.
Okay, let me see.
5 times. Okay, ready? Wow, war, war, wow, 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 wow.
So, I think it's so close.
It's
Let
so
me
close.
go wow, they go war, they go war, and then they go wow.
Okay, now let's look at some of your productions when it comes to acting. We loved you on Film Swap with Nse. Like, I have issues with calling her first name linking up with the second name and calling the surname Nse Etim. Yes, and of course you were on The Guard.
Yes.
And so many others, and we've seen how prolific an actor you are. So when it comes to, fine, you study drama, but then when it comes to characterization, how do you get to fit yourself into the role that you are playing so well that it seems if you play the role of a bad man, Wale is a bad man, and if you play the role of a good man, oh, Wale is a very nice man. How do you do that?
To be honest with you, I allow my imagination to get into the script.
Okay.
I remember I played in a movie which a friend of mine, a Nigerian director based in London, called Newton Aduaka did. It is a film called Rage. And it's about young kids on the streets of London. And I played a really bad gangster in that film. And you know that after the film, then the film was over, I was just actually in the West End of London, and I was going into a club with some friends, and the bouncers in the club said, "Ah, man, that's that bad gangster. Please come in. Don't worry. What do you need? What do you require?" I said, "They didn't know that I was just playing a role." So they still believed that I was that character because I was really cruel. I was bad in that film. You know, and I don't know, I think I allow my imagination to get carried away with the script. And I invest a lot of time into creating a character. And I research the character quite a bit, and I do my best to get into it. You know, so.
Okay. All right, now, see, you were one of those people who are dreaming of, and not just dreaming of, working towards having a rich industry, film industry in Nigeria. And this actually made you the founder and pioneer of the new Nigeria cinema. And also you have a day in the UK, a new Nigeria cinema day. This project, how has it been?
It's been fantastic. I started New Nigeria Cinema in 2009.
And then CNN did a documentary about it, you know, talking about a new wave of Nigerian filmmakers. And for me, it was really important because I felt that Nigerian cinema should be on the international map. You know, I thought we have enough talent, both, you know, behind the camera and in front of the camera, to do that, you know. So, and I did it, and it was very successful. And as a result, I started something called African Odysseys at the British Film Institute. I was appointed to their board. And we started a program called African Odysseys, in which we show movies constantly, not just once a year, every month. So out of that, I made sure that Nigerian films are shown like maybe 4 or 5 times in the year. So it became more than just New Nigeria Cinema Day. You know, of course, I still have New Nigeria Cinema, you know, whenever I want to, but the African Odysseys strand suddenly takes care of all of that because we now have even more films that are showing every month at the British Film Institute, which as you know, is a center of filmmaking in the United Kingdom.
Now, which brings us to your adaptation, African adaptation of the bards, Shakespearean bards.
Yeah.
Which of the Shakespearean plays have you been working on?
I'm working on turning Hamlet into a Nigerian play and movie.
Okay.
And I'm calling it Hamlet, the Tragedy of a Yoruba Prince.
Hamlet, Tragedy of a Yoruba Prince.
Yeah, I've adapted it, and that's the new title that I've given it.
Why did you choose a Yoruba prince?
Well, one, because I am Yoruba, but I'm half Yoruba, half Edo.
Okay.
But because the Yoruba culture has traveled more extensively than any other culture in the diaspora.
Okay.
If you go to Cuba, if you go to Brazil, if you go to Argentina, if you go to Mexico, if you go to the Caribbean, Nollywood films are being watched there. Some communities there speak Yoruba. So the Yoruba culture has traveled the most in terms of African cultures. So, and that was why I picked it from that point of view. And also because the Yoruba language is the closest to Shakespeare's language.
Okay.
You know, in terms of proverbs, folk tales, and if you like, even witticisms.
Okay.
The poetry of the Yoruba language is very close to Shakespeare. In fact, when I studied it, I researched it, I was amazed as to how similar they are.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, very interesting, very similar. I was blown away by that similarity. So, like for example, in Hamlet, Hamlet is the Prince of Denmark in Shakespeare's play. In my adaptation, my Hamlet is the Prince of Oyo.
Prince of Oyo.
Yes. Yes.
The ancient city.
The ancient city of Oyo. So in Shakespeare's play, Hamlet opens at the border town with somebody riding a horse. Mine opens with thunder and lightning.
Wow.
And as you know, the thunder and lightning is the principle of the god Shango. Yes. So the play opens there.
Okay.
At that point, yes.
Oh,
Can you imagine the lightning from the sky, and you see the horse guy through the forest, and they go, hey, hold, who's there?
And that's the play begins.
wow. I'm beginning to have pictures in my head.
Yes. And I did a semi-adaptation of it with a fantastic Nigerian dancer who was knighted by the Queen of England for his services to dance, and that's Peter Badejo, OBE.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did an adaptation of this play
Okay.
in which he plays the ghost. I hope the audiences know the story of Hamlet, so that everyone's a bit lost. The Hamlet's father dies, and his ghost returns back. In Shakespeare's story, he tells the son to avenge him. In my adaptation, my ghost is dancing to Bata. Yes, to Bata. And in the dance, he's speaking a language that only the prince can understand.
Wow.
So it's a wonderful, well, I hope it's a wonderful adaptation. And I'm going to turn it into a movie and into a play.
Oh, all right then. So who should we be looking forward to seeing as stars in this adaptation?
Well, I haven't cast it yet.
Okay.
I haven't cast it yet because it's a huge project and it takes a lot of time to put it together. And but it will be a lot of cast coming in from Nigeria here specifically, and also from abroad.
So aside from Hamlet, any other one, or you're focused on Hamlet right now? Looking at
No. I'm actually about to do two things right now.
Okay.
I'm working on Nigeria's first surfing movie, which I love it. Whenever I say that, people, my fellow Nigerians go, huh? I love that. It's great. We have a surfing culture in Lagos. You know that? You don't even believe me at all. Yeah, we have a huge surfing culture in Lagos, where people surf on the Atlantic. Yeah.
Have I seen that before?
Well, probably not. I don't know. It depends on where you go. On weekends. But my movie is the first surfing movie in Nigeria, and it's a short film. It's called The Ghost of Takwa Bay.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm doing a philosophical film, which is called Kalakuta Express.
Wow.
So, busy bee.
Okay, so Let's talk about the entrepreneurial side of you.
Yeah.
Now, that side, what are you engaged in?
At the moment?
Yes.
Well, there's quite a few things that I've done. I've just finished working with Professor Wale Ojo on a play called Beatification of Area Boy, which we showcased at Freedom Park. It was a promenade theatre, so it went around the park. Okay. It was very challenging. It was a great deal of fun, and it was directed by Professor Shoyinka himself. Wow. And that was great. And this year I released 2 films. One is titled 50, which is directed by B. Bandili, who directs Half of the Other Son. And lots of stars in that film. The Corey is in that film, and Senka Etim is in that film. There's a huge Iretiola Dawn is in that film. And I also have another film, which is going to be a surprise, in which I play an Igbo trader, a real bush, local Igbo trader, and I put some Igbo language inside. And that's a film called For All the Wrong Reasons, and that's directed by Elvis Chooks. Okay. And that also comes out this year. Yeah. Oh, and lest I forget, I'm also on a movie due out later this year, which is called Entreat, directed by Michael Aswili.
What is your favorite Nigerian song right now?
Modern or anything?
Let's say modern.
Well, I really like Whiskey's Ojo Elegba. Ojo Elegba, they know my story. Oh, the studio. I've been hustled to work. Ojo Elegba, me and Smith. I love that. That's a great song. I love that song.
Oh, okay. So we will be bringing you the video of Wizkid's Ojo Elegba right about now.
Yo, what up? This is your boy, Mr. F.A. repping LIB all day, and you're watching Just Me TV. Holla. They know my story. From old dogs to do. I be hustle to work. Me and City. From old dogs to do. We been hustle to work. My people dead. My people suffer. Them they pray for blessing. My people dead. Them they pray for blessing, for better living. Kilo dale, aye ole to yo, aye oni double, adura lo le she o, call on daddy, adura gba o, tishu eni badele, afowo.
Alright, that was Wizkid doing Ojo Elegba, and it's actually one song that Wale rocks.
Yeah, I love that
now you can even see how he's actually rocking. So you were actually telling me about the fact that you did a cover.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a cover of that song. I performed that song with my band at a gig we did 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah. The gig was it was at the Intercontinental Hotel.
Okay.
And it was to celebrate Johnny Walker.
Okay.
So we did it, it was sponsored by Diageo, and we performed at the 5th floor of the Intercontinental Hotel. And I performed there with the band, and I did a cover of Ojo Elegba.
You should see him groove and rock. And okay, he's doing dancing shocky. That's quite great. So you actually have a band too. Not many people would know you have a band.
I know. I keep it very, fun with the band. I'm also promoting the film. So it's all kind of part and parcel of it.
So looking at how much you've done and how much you're doing right now, I know very well you still have so much that you would want to do.
Man.
Could you just give us a picture of what your projection for the next 5 years is?
Well, I think to be able to do a really, really successful Nigerian movie, and for people to really, really, take it to heart, so it becomes an iconic film, and not only in Nigeria but also internationally, and so that it promotes Nigeria in a very good light. It promotes our culture and our values in a very good light. I think that's really important. And I think once that's done, it actually works for Africa as well. You know, which is why I get on so well with Kunle Afolayan, because his movies really have that distinct sense of culture and tradition, you know, and positive, in a very positive way. And I think that, you know, and I love his work for that, and that's also why we get on so well.
Okay. So how can your fans connect with you?
Oh, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter at Real Wale Ojo, I'm on Instagram. Because I work so hard, I've been told by my publicist that I don't spend much time, that I should spend more time on Twitter and Instagram with the fans, and which I will try and do. But yeah, those are the best ways of connecting with me. Yeah.
Okay, so how can we find you?
Just, you know, put Wale Ojo on Facebook into the search engine and you can add me. Or you can go to my like page on Facebook, which is great. You can go on Twitter, which is at Real Wale Ojo, and Instagram is also at Real Wale Ojo.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
then. Thank you so
We can
much.
chat forever. And
If you can make out the time. Okay, it was fantastic having you here with us today, Wale. It was very good. Thank you so much for
Thank you very
dropping
much.
by. Thank you
for
very
having me.
much.
Thank you.
All right, follow us on Twitter at GSMeTV Mag. Not forgetting our blog, www.gsmetvmagazine.blogspot.com. And also check out our page, www.facebook.com/GSMeTV Mag. All right, from us here, it is thank you.
And from us here, it is.
Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Ebe and keep watching Gist Me TV.
Give me a body. Now me and you today. Oh. I no go tell anybody.